Welcome to the Pod Life. We have a very, very special guest today. Her name is Carla Bosacki, and she is coming to us from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So we are on a telephone call today, and she has graciously agreed to be a guest on the podcast. Carla, welcome. Thank you.
Darcy, it's my pleasure. As I mentioned earlier before, it was really nice to hear from you. It's been a while, and I was touched that you've even reached out and asked me to do this.
Well, I'm super excited because I've continued to follow you since you've left Calgary. We met in our previous lives.
Right, that's right, we did.
So we go back a ways. What I was hoping is if you could kind of give a little introduction for yourself, what you're up to, what you're doing, and then we can just let the conversation go from there.
Sure. So do you want me to take it from where I am now in Toronto since I've left Calgary and what I'm doing currently?
Yeah, whatever works. I mean, I'm sure
Okay.
we'll touch a little on what you had been doing, but yeah, let's start with where you are.
Okay, so I've been involved in media for about 12 years, and I'm with Global Television in Canada. I started with them in Halifax, and then I asked to get transferred to Calgary, and I spent 4 years in Calgary, and that's where I had the pleasure of meeting Darcy and her boss, and doing working with them on a professional level on something totally different than my media life. So I worked at Global Calgary as a meteorologist for 4 years, which I loved. And then I ended up moving back to Toronto about 5 years ago, and I'm still with Global here in Toronto. I'm still doing the same thing. It's actually expanded a little bit. So not only am I doing Toronto, but we do news basically across Canada out of our Toronto studio now. So we do Toronto, but we also do the Maritime provinces and Montreal and Winnipeg, Regina, and Saskatoon. Alberta, Calgary, really in specific, still has their own station. It's a viable station, but the others are smaller. So just the way media is going these days, they're cutting costs any way they can. So economically, that makes more sense. And I've also been doing a lot of work for Montreal for their morning show, which means we actually film that out of Toronto as well. But it gives me a chance to interact and do a live morning show, which is really nice. So I've been doing both of that. And then since I'm one to always keep busy, as Darcy can attest to, I took my health and wellness coaching certification last year, and I just finished this year because health and fitness has always been sort of a passion of mine. And now I am just starting to get my own coaching business up and running. It's something that eventually I'd like to do more of. I'm just getting my feet wet, but a part of that was to also start a YouTube channel and start informing people about things that are eco-friendly or good for women that are over 40, whether it's a certain type of facials or creams or anything like that. I just started a month ago, and it's been a real great creative outlet because I film everything, I edit it, I do interviews, and then I put it all together on YouTube, and it's really fun. It's almost like having your own little television show, and you're in complete control over everything. So I really like it. It's keeping me busy, but it's been really, really fun. And other than that, that's about it. I still have my dog Max, who's my running partner and the best boyfriend I've ever had. He really thinks he's my boyfriend, Darcy. Like, he sits in a car in the passenger seat, and he looks out the window and he protects me. And if anybody gets a little close, he barks and he puts his paw over my hand. It's the funniest thing. We have gotten so close over the last 4 or 5 years. It's been it's really special. He's just such a great dog. I'm so glad I got him. And I got him in Calgary at a rescue. So
I thought he was a rescue, but I love your Instagram stories when you're in person because he's got such a personality. Like, he's adorable.
He's really what I think amazes me most, Darcy, is that because he's like a rescue, a street dog from Cabo St. Lucas. He's so well behaved. He's so calm. He, he stays at home sometimes for a long time because my hours at work are quite long. But, he sits on my bed and he sleeps and greets me at the door when I come home. And he's always happy to see me. And he loves girls because when I had the gym in Calgary, he was our mascot. And so now I find even like walking down the street, girls are drawn to him, and he just like laps it up. He just sits there and lets them all pet him, and it's the funniest thing.
He's so cute. So,
yeah, he's a good boy.
So let's touch a bit then on your new venture. So what made you decide to choose the health and wellness avenue? Like I kind of know because I know you from
Right.
here.
Well, I've grown up in a family that was very on the go and health conscious. So my brother and my sister and I sort of made a pact 20 years ago that we would run a marathon together every year. And that was sort of something really fun we could do. So that meant I had to run all year long to be able to run this marathon. My brother has always been really fit. And so, it was always going to the gym, going to ballet, running. So fitness has always been really, really a huge part of my life. And now it's expanded as I get older to do things like yoga because I know my body needs it. I can't just run 5 days a week at my age. So yoga has been really beneficial, and eating healthy is part of that as well. And I find that being over 50, there's an untapped market for women looking for health and beauty and wellness tips, and how to balance going to work and having kids, or a lot of women my age are leaving relationships and starting over, and their husband was the sole supporter. So now they're like, okay, now what am I going to do? So I really had to figure out what my passion was. And my passion obviously is fitness and wellness and helping others. I mean, females have always been such a big part of my life. So that's why I decided I really had to sit down and figure out, okay, what's my passion? Who do I want to help? And how do I want to help them? And that's sort of how it started.
I love it. And your segment on YouTube called Healthy and Happy in the City, check it out. I was drawn to it specifically because of like who and what you were targeting, because you're right, there's not a whole lot of market for 50 and change to call it. You get the 20-somethings that they do all their Instagram or their Facebook or whatever, and they're trying to reach that broad market, but they can't because they don't know what's coming.
Well, and I mean, let's be honest. Like, I look at Instagram. I look at all different types of Instagram, but I'm not interested in a 20-year-old's look or view at the world, or their selfies all the time, or their super long nails and their fake butts and their fake boobs and their little outfits. Like, that doesn't do anything for me. I want to be enriched, and I want to learn things, and I want to see things that interest me. And so we're inundated with these things from these young girls that don't benefit me at all. We need more for. I mean, the biggest demographic in the universe is ours. I mean, our age group is massive, and there's more women that are single, that are working on their own, that are leaving relationships and taking care of themselves than there ever have been before. So, that's what you have to do, is target that market.
Well, that's so true. Like, there's so many things I need. I'm single, and trying to do a day job that like I love what I do. I've been time, but I'm at that point now where it's kind of like, okay, there's got to be more.
Yeah.
When it's time to retire, what do I want? And I want to age gracefully and all those kinds of things. And that's what struck me too with your YouTube channel. You know, you do these great segments, and it's not like you have to sit through 30 minutes to get to the point. Like you get right to it, and they're great, and they're helpful.
Thanks. I hope so. And you know, I'm always asking people for ideas. You know, like if there's something that you'd like to learn more about, or if there's a product that you've been questioning, or a concern, you know, let me know, because that gives me an opportunity to dive into it, do some research, and actually answer questions that people have. Right? Like that's to me is the best.
Yeah. Okay, so I do have one for you then. Well,
You do?
I do.
Oh, awesome!
So-
God, you're just full of surprises.
So collagen and,
Yep.
and hair pills. So you know you can buy the gummies and all that kind of stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
I want to know if collagen really does what it says it's supposed to with respect to hair, nails, and skin, and then the hair
Okay.
pills as well. Are you just putting more sugar and, you know, gummy stuff in your system, or do they actually benefit?
Right. Well, you have a sweet tooth, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's why you're going towards. So that's so funny. So, okay, this is sort of a little off topic, but I have a sweet tooth too, and I've really been trying to control it lately, and I've been really, really good. But I find some days I just need, like, I don't know, jujubes or like something. So I found these natural vegan gummies that are made with fruit and vegetable juice. So I'm thinking, I got a bag of them at the bulk store, and I thought, I'm smiling to myself walking down the street thinking, I'm eating jujubes, but they're actually like my fruit and vegetable servings for the day. So it's not that bad.
Oh my goodness.
So
You'll have to send me the news. I need them.
they're so delicious. Oh my gosh. That's okay. So I'm a huge person about this whole collagen thing, and I know that like the bone broth, because I did that during the winter time, and then I bought collagen powder, and I was putting it on everything I ate. So I was actually putting it in my smoothies in the morning, and I was putting it on in my yogurt, and I was even putting it on like salads, because it kind of dissolves and it doesn't really have much of a taste. Interesting that you ask if it actually does what it says, because it's become the new miracle product, right? Like
Yeah, it's
we need collagen because our body loses it as we get older. But do you put it on your skin topically as a cream, or do you actually put it in your mouth and eat it, and like, which is the best one? So I will do that for you.
excellent. I love
Yeah.
it. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Because that's a good learning one for me too.
Well, you know, I kind of find myself going down a rabbit hole a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, like, you want to do what's best, or what you kind of need, or to preserve the level of skin elasticity that we have. And I start digging, and then by the time I'm, you know, an hour in, I'm so confused and so lost, and I'm like, I don't know. So, like, currently right now I do have a big tub of collagen peptides that I've been putting in my tea in the morning.
Right.
I'm just finishing my second month of it, I think, and I know it takes a while, so I'm curious to see, you know, your thoughts on it and what you think.
Yeah. I will definitely speak to somebody. I have a doctor in mind actually who's really good at that kind of thing, and he would know as a natural path, and a doctor that's been practicing for a long, long time, whether it's fact or fiction.
Lovely. Okay, perfect. And
Yeah.
then,
You know, don't you find that it's like I go to the health food store here, and there's so many products of collagen. Like there's the marine-based collagen, and then there's the bone collagen, and then there's the vegan collagen. And, you know, I mean, collagen really comes from bone marrow, right? So basically, it's the inside of the bone from an animal, right? So that's why they say bone broth is so good. But I don't know where the marine collagen comes from and how that is different. So
Yeah.
it's actually could be like a couple segments long because it's crazy. So I go to the store and I don't know what to buy. I'm just like, and it's expensive too. It's not cheap.
No, it's not. It's not. And that's kind of why I'm so stingy with mine. I only use it
Yeah.
in the morning just because I'm trying to make it last longer.
Have you noticed a difference with your hair and nails since you've been using it?
My hair, not so much yet.
Yeah.
My nails, yes, definitely.
You have.
But then I'm also taking the gummies as well to try it. Like I'm just trying everything. I'm like, okay, as much as I can pack on, I'm gonna try it.
Right. Well, I know that like for your hair and skin, silica is really good.
Oh, okay.
And my God, my sister and mom and I were on silica when we were a lot, like when I was really young. But I think that really helped my nails because I have really, really strong nails. And silica always helped. And it's a white, chalky liquid that you can buy at the health food store. And it's not crazy expensive. But that was like way before collagen became the in thing. Everybody was drinking silica. And so I know that one's really good. And gummies, I mean, even regular gummies, because they're made with gelatin, which is really, in essence, collagen, right?
Yes, that's true. Yeah, I didn't think of it like that.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's got the sugar, which we shouldn't be eating, but like Jell-O, I remember as a kid them telling me to eat Jell-O because it was making your nails strong. And that's because it's gelatin, which is made from bone marrow.
Interesting.
Yeah, so, I think maybe collagen has now just become the twist on gelatin.
Yeah, that was really
We should just go back to eating jujubes and wine gums, Darcy.
I'm good with
That's
that.
all.
Absolutely, I'll get the 5-pound bag.
And just eat them and know that it's okay because you're doing something good for your nails and your skin.
Exactly. What it's doing to the inside, we won't talk about, but
Right.
yeah. So you touched a little bit on the fact that you have a sweet tooth and you're trying to, cut down on that.
Mm-hmm.
How are you, aside from these fabulous gummies that you must tell me about?
Mm-hmm.
How else are you doing that? Because yeah.
Well, okay, so I don't know about you, but I go through stages. I find that when I get stressed or I get really tired, I want sugary treats. Like today, I've been working a lot and I'm kind of tired, so I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go to the bakery next door and I'm going to get like I don't know, a Danish or something, something bad because it makes me feel good and gives me some energy. But most of the time, I'm really good. And when I do have a sweet craving, what I've been doing is I take, because it's in season right now, I take apples and rhubarb and I cut them up and I bake them. And I bake them with things like wheat germ and chia seeds and oats and maple syrup and cinnamon. And I keep that in the fridge and I put yogurt on it or I put extra maple syrup on it so that it's really sweet. And that or that actually helps me with my sugar craving. So I'm not going to the bulk store buying chocolate covered almonds and all those really bad white sugary foods. And I have to be really careful because my sugar level in my blood spikes. So I'll have this crazy rush from the sugar and then I have a really bad crash. So I'm trying to navigate that. And I find if I stay with natural sugars like the maple syrup or the agave or even honey, I've been eating a lot of honey lately. It helps me a lot. So that's what sort of cured my sugar cravings the last little while.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some really great, like fresh honey. You can get the whole honeycomb and have it with some almonds. And I actually went to a girlfriend's house and she had a charcuterie board out and she had these beautiful cheeses and some crackers and she had a whole honeycomb. And she said it's amazing. So she actually turned me on to getting a whole honeycomb from the farmer's market. And it's natural, it's fresh. it's you're helping local farmers, supporting them, and it's absolutely delicious.
Oh, I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, see if you can find it at the market.
Yeah, I don't think we get quite as much variety. Like you probably maybe have noticed a difference between Calgary and Toronto. Like we get stuff, but we don't get a lot of funky variety things.
Yeah, that's true. But I always remember your market was always so great. When the produce was fresh in summertime in the fall,
Yeah, yeah.
it was just, like a chef's dream walking through there and picking out things.
That's very true. And there's actually stumbled across a little market that it's a local husband and wife that run it. It's very tiny, but they focus on bringing in local produce, and it is fantastic. And their
Oh,
prices
really?
are amazing. Like they don't have a ton of selection, but what they
Right.
do have, fantastic.
Is Community Market still around?
Yeah, it is.
It is, yeah. Because I could spend all day in that market.
I know. It's amazing. And then were you here when Blush Lane opened?
Oh, that name sounds familiar.
They might have just opened, like at the time of your transition.
Right.
I've got one here in the neighborhood where I live now, which is, a 5-minute walk away, and
Right.
it's pretty good too.
Is it a health food store?
Yes, like I'd say it's pretty close to community. It's just a little
Okay.
bit more glitzy. Like,
Oh, I know. I do remember one. There was one that opened up just outside of Calgary, and I can't remember which direction it was. But they had a little cafe, but it was more like a ritzier looking. Like Community Garden is very bare bones and warehouse based and very simple, but this was a lot dressier and fancier.
that's probably
Yeah. Okay, that's it. I do remember it. Yeah.
So I mean, it's nice to have that close to home. But of course, then you're paying a little extra.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
It's tough to eat healthy and proper here. Like,
But it is anywhere.
that's true. I guess. Yeah.
It's expensive. Like, fresh vegetables, and especially if you want to go or do organic, which obviously we should be doing because of the pesticide spray. It's really, really expensive, and it adds up.
Oh, totally it does. You put aside a certain amount of budget for groceries, and you go and buy your organic stuff, and it's gone.
It's gone. Yeah, it's really unfortunate because you can totally understand why people who are in a very unfortunate situation where they don't have that kind of money where they can spend on that, and they go for more the cheaper food, which is not the healthiest choice, but financially, it's the one that works for them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, have you jumped on the celery juice?
Oh my God, it's so funny you mentioned that. So of course I had to try it. Everybody was like, I gotta try the celery juice diet. I was like, I'm not gonna do the celery juice diet, but I am gonna try making celery juice. I'm not a celery person. I mean, it's just all water anyway, right? So it doesn't really have much of a taste. But I did it for a week because I have a great juicer at home, and I usually do cucumber and kale and apple and orange and pineapple. Like I make this big juice. So I thought I would try just the plain celery, but I only did it for a couple days because buying a stock of celery was almost $6. And so there was no way, that I was going to spend that kind of money to drink juice for a week.
Right.
And it's celery. So I did try it. I mean, it certainly, I didn't notice anything different. I think I eat pretty healthy anyway, so maybe that's why. Maybe someone who doesn't eat on any particularly well might notice a difference after a few days. And I think you have to do it for a while. I mean, you can't just do it for one day and feel a difference, right?
Right, exactly, yeah.
Did you try it?
I did.
Okay.
The first couple of sips, it was, no, can't do it. kind of been following that trend as well, just to see, and it's sort of mixed because I went through, this would have been in last fall and into winter. I had a candida gut thing going on.
Yeah.
So I was reading about the celery thing, and it was very mixed. So a lot of people said yes, absolutely, and then the other people said no, it made it worse. So I was a little bit leery. I didn't want anything to get worse on that front. It was very pleasant for about 6 months. It was terrible. My skin reflected it, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to be careful, but that sugar thing is still my enemy, big time.
Yeah, are you eating, is it white sugar that you're eating?
Yeah, like it's a lot of candy. Put a cookie in front of me, even if I don't like the cookie, I'll eat it. Just oh yeah.
But you've always been very slim.
Mm-hmm.
You've never had an issue. I mean, obviously the sugar is not creating an issue with your weight, but your insides. I mean, white sugar you really should be staying away from.
Exactly. And so we had gone recently to LA. I was pretty good up till that point, and then you go away somewhere and you just start having a little something here, a little something there. For me, if I have that little something, that's it. It explodes into a lot of something.
Well, then you need to not give in to that little bit of something. If you don't have self-control, because I know that's what happens with some people. They stay away from it, and then they have one piece of it, and then that's it. It's just an avalanche of sugar, and sugar is so refined, and that's so bad for you. Yeah. That's why I say you should be doing, like if you have a craving. Yeah. Oh, you know what else I do? I forgot I should tell you this. So I go to Godiva and I buy their dark chocolate bar.
Okay.
And I think it's 70 or 80% dark cacao, and it's rich enough that it gives me that sugar craving where I actually can't eat the whole bar, and it's not a big bar. It's only $3.75 too, so it's not very big. But it's so delicious, and the chocolate. I mean, Godiva's chocolate is amazing, and the higher cacao content, the less sugar there is. So it's actually, and they say that dark chocolate's actually really good for you, right?
Yeah.
So you can do that.
Whoever has a black Ford, can you please move your car ASAP? Thank you.
And it would be amazing.
Yeah, I should actually try that. My thing is milk chocolate, which is...
Oh, see, no, you need to stay away from milk chocolate.
Yeah. So I really need to focus on that. I want to listen.
Are you muted?
I'm back.
Oh, you're in this one. No, was that one?
Well, I would love to help you. You know what? Every time you get a little craving for something, you should text me and say, Carla, I'm craving something. And I'll say, okay, go to the store and get a dark chocolate. Go get something that's dark chocolate. The darker the chocolate, the better. And just sort of savor that, and that will satisfy your sweet tooth.
Yeah, I do need to smarten up. I've tried this so many times. I've been up and down, and every time I fall off the wagon, it's worse than the time before.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's not a good place to be in. But anyway, I know that you're busy, but just quickly before I let you go, tell me a bit about like your coaching. What do you want to do? Where do you want to take it?
Okay, so eventually I would like to be coaching on a full-time basis, because I love the freedom of being able to travel, which is a love of mine. I think there's so much to see in this world, and live different places, and have the freedom of being able to work with people remotely. So as long as I have a phone or a computer, very similar to like your podcast, right? If someone's away in a different country, you can talk to them, which is amazing. I want to be able to do that. And I really want to help women. Like, this is a perfect example, your sweet tooth craving, which you can't seem to shake, or you do shake for a little bit and you feel like you're missing out, and then you make up for it by eating a whole bunch after, which actually is even worse for you than you should just have been eating a little bit of it consistently rather than not, and then a whole bunch of it. And I really I enjoy working with women and seeing them succeed. And I'm a huge believer that you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. I was told for so long I could never get into media, because I was already in my late 30s when I decided I wanted to follow my dream. Because I was working in the finance world, and I had a good job, and had a condo, and I had a car, and I was making good money. And then I woke up and went, you know what? I don't want to do this the rest of my life. I'm not happy. So I gave up everything when I was like 36 or 37, and I started hostessing at a restaurant so that I could volunteer at the local television station. And it took me a long time to actually get my feet into working in media, but I did it. And everybody told me I couldn't do it. Everybody said I was too old, my family members. And so the more everybody told me I couldn't do it, the more I wanted to prove to them, you know what? F you, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to show you that I can do anything. So that's part of why I really want to work with women too, so that they can believe that they can do anything at any age. It doesn't matter if you're 53 and you want to start a new career, or you want to go to school, or you want to get healthy, or you've decided you want to run a marathon, or you want to cut your sugar cravings. You can do it. You can do it whenever you want. You just have to want to do it. Want to do it enough, like badly enough, because we can do anything we want. We just have to put our mind to it.
Yeah, that's very true. And I think the stigma of society out there is always, well, you're too old. You can't start that again. You're too old, right?
Which is ridiculous.
Right. And like I want to be able to have, not necessarily that I want to quit my day job, but I do want to have a passion on the side that I can pursue and enjoy weekends, evenings, and do things like this with people like you.
Right. And don't you find that there's more to life than just getting up and going to your day job? Like,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
there's got to be more. There's got to be something I can do to help people, to help the environment. Like, there's got to be something more fulfilling.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. I think that's the key. I think we're in such a state these days where everybody's in a rush. We're always running around. I never see my girlfriends because they either have kids, they're divorced, they have one has a kid one day and the other has a kid the other day. They're running from work, they're trying to work out, they don't have time, and all we do is work to pay bills, and that's it. And I just think there's more to life than that. I think there's more. I don't want to just get up and go to work every day. I want to be fulfilled, and I want to make a change in someone's life, like very similar to what you're doing. You're doing that. You're following your passion, and you're going to work during the day, but then you come home at night and you're creative and you talk to people and you come up with these great ideas, and it's fulfilling.
It totally is.
Yeah.
And I find that, and I don't know if it's the same for you, but over the course of the summer, things get busy, you want to be outside, and I haven't been as creative, and I just feel black. Like on the weekends and evenings, I'm just, okay, well, I guess that was the day. I'm going to go to bed now. And then, so.
Then you have some sugar and you feel good, and then maybe you need to. Here's an idea, Darcy. So maybe replace that sugar craving with something that's going to stimulate you in different ways, like writing, coming up with a new segment for your podcast, or reaching out to someone about an idea. Maybe there's a void in you that needs to be filled with sugar.
You know what? I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. Yeah. I'm going to have to make a conscious effort. And,
see if you can, and see, because I find the more that, like with this YouTube thing, honestly, like my sugar craving isn't is not what it used to be. I used to not go a day without eating chocolate covered almonds or wine gums or something. And I don't have that, like I said, unless I'm really tired and I need that little boost. But other than that, I am fulfilled creatively in so many different ways that I don't even think about that or need it.
Yeah, that's a smart thing.
Yeah, try it and see. I bet you'll kick that habit soon enough.
I hope so. I'm certainly going to give it a try. This has been great, Carla. I have so much enjoyed talking to you.
Oh my God, Darcy! I can't believe I wish I could see you and all your little Michael Jackson tattoos.
I still surprise people with that all the time.
I'll never forget the first time I had spoken to you a few times business wise, and and then I don't know how, but one day there was a tattoo, and I was so shocked because when I first saw you and spoke to you, I never thought you would have a tattoo, and not just one tattoo. And then I learned the whole story of your tattoos and your love for Michael Jackson. It was a whole new Darcy that I got to experience.
Yeah, it's a surprise for a lot of people still. Even I go into some of my tenants and they know me as you did at the start.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll see me on the street and they're kind of looking at me like, is it you? Is it not you?
I know they do a double take because they just can't imagine that.
Surprise!
Yeah, no, I love it. It's great.
Well, thanks. So I hope that you will be on the podcast again.
I'd love to anytime. And I'm going to follow up with I'm going to do some work on collagen, and I'm going to link you in on it, and we'll talk.
Okay, yes, please. I would love that so much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, thank you, Carla. You have a happy Friday and
Darcy,
a great weekend.
thanks, honey. You have a great day, a great Friday. I know it's earlier for you there, but thank you so much, and enjoy the mountains for me over the next little while.
Oh, I will for sure. Thank you so much, Carla.
Thanks, Darcy.
Talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.